Welcome to the Irlandia Weekly News. The main news stories over the past week have included: the presidents of Poland, Lithuania and Ukraine present a united front in the face of heightened tensions between Russia and Ukraine. The Sejm passes the so-called Lex TVN, leading to strong opposition protests. The Energy Regulatory Office approves steep increases in Polish electricity and gas bills in 2022, and Prime Minister Morawiecki officially opens Poland's longest road tunnel. The past week has seen heightened fears internationally that Russia may be planning to take military action against Ukraine, with stern warnings from Western powers as to the dire consequences that would flow from any such move. There have been reports that the alleged Russian military build-up on the border with Ukraine is continuing. On Monday, President Andrzej Duda participated in a summit meeting held in Huta in western Ukraine's Carpathian Mountains with his Lithuanian and Ukrainian counterparts. The three leaders issued a joint declaration expressing their mutual solidarity in the face of what they termed ongoing Russian aggression. The meeting was billed as the first presidential-level gathering of the Lublin Triangle, which is an initiative that aims to deepen ties between Poland, Lithuania and Ukraine. Speaking to reporters, President Duda commented that, "Today we are standing together. We are discussing difficult issues and talking about our shared history, but also about the shared interests and shared security of our part of Europe. And we are also talking about our solidarity." The already lengthy list of enforcement actions being taken by the European Union institutions against Poland over a variety of issues was added to this week. Yesterday, the European Commission announced it was starting an infringement procedure over the recent rulings by the Constitutional Tribunal, which reaffirmed the primacy of the Polish constitution over EU law. The European Commission said it had what it termed serious doubts as to the independence and impartiality of the Constitutional Tribunal. The latest action, arising from rulings based on constitutional principles, which the Polish government points out courts in many other European countries have also affirmed, was condemned as an attack on the Polish constitution and our sovereignty by Deputy Justice Minister Sebastian Kaleta. In September, TVN24's broadcasting licence was renewed at the last minute, just days before it was due to expire. At the same time, the government, in the face of much criticism, both domestically and internationally, was seeking to enact legislation to tighten the rules on foreign media ownership. The proposals were widely viewed as directed at TVN, regarded as being at odds with the political outlook of the current government, causing it to be dubbed Lex TVN. Last Friday, in a surprise move timing-wise, the bill was moved out of a parliamentary committee, which met at short notice, and onto the agenda of the Sejm, where it was voted through. Opposition legislators claimed that the manner in which the vote took place was improper. The bill still needs to be signed into law by President Andrzej Duda, who, in addition to domestic opposition, will also have to weigh any potential negative impact on relations with the United States. TVN24 is owned by Discovery Inc. of the US. Currently, TVN is indirectly owned by Discovery via an intermediate holding company incorporated in the Netherlands, a mechanism which bypasses the existing ban on non-European entities holding more than 49% of Polish media companies. The new bill would close this loophole. Discovery commented that the outcome of today's surprise vote in the Polish Parliament should be deeply concerning to any enterprise investing in Poland, and to anyone who cares about democracy and freedom of the press. Prawo I Sprawiedliwość Sejm member Joanna Lichocka defended the proposed change, saying in a statement that the ruling limiting non-European capital in the media is in line with European law and is valid in many European countries. This rule has been enforced in Poland for years. The amendment seals it up and makes it impossible to circumvent it. Also last Friday, The Sejm adopted the country's 2022 budget, which anticipates an economic growth rate of 4.6% and an inflation rate of 3.3%. The targeted budget deficit is 29.9 billion złotych, with a general government deficit of 2.9% of GDP. Signalling further efforts to combat inflation, on Wednesday, Finance Minister Tadeusz Kościński said that, subject to the outcome of ongoing discussions with the European Commission, it was possible that VAT on food could be reduced to zero from the current 5%, effective in February. The government has also reportedly told Brussels it wants to reduce VAT on fuels from 23% to 8%. Commenting that the government has already taken a number of measures to tame inflation, currently standing at 7.8%, Kościński said there are enough resources in the budget to extend these measures. The new year will not bring good news on the utility prices front for Polish consumers, already facing one of the highest inflation rates in the European Union. Urząd Regulacji Energetyki, or Energy Regulatory Office in English, on Friday confirmed it had approved sharp increases in energy prices for household consumers. In the face of what a spokesperson said was a sharp increase in prices for CO2 emission allowances and record high wholesale gas prices in the European Union, the regulator said it had approved price hikes that will see bills soar by around 24% for electricity and 54% for gas next year. The government says it's doing what it can to offset the impact of rising energy prices by reducing its own tax take on natural gas and electricity. In a social media post on Monday, Prime Minister Morawiecki claimed that we are seeing the first effects of the rapidly introduced anti-inflation shield. We are already seeing price cuts at petrol stations, which will be even greater from January 1st, thanks to the reduction of VAT and excise duty. The government has also not been shy in highlighting the role of European Union policies designed to combat climate change in contributing to rising energy prices. Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki on Monday officially opened a new 3-lane tunnel under Warszawa's Ursinów district, marking the completion of the final part of the Polish capital's southern ring road. At 2,335 metres long, it's the country's longest road tunnel. Morawiecki said that it would help to connect the western and eastern parts of Poland and become a key component in the country's expanding road infrastructure. He told the press conference that, "Today we are opening the most modern and at the same time longest tunnel in Poland." The Prime Minister said that hundreds of kilometres of new roads would be built over the next few years to enhance the comfort of Polish drivers, improve road safety, and further boost the country's economic development prospects. The entire ring road scheme is one of the biggest road infrastructure projects undertaken in Poland, with the whole scheme coming in at a price tag of 4.6 billion złotych, including a contribution of 1.7 billion złotych from the European Union. Morawiecki commented on social media that, until recently, Poland was a fragmented network of unconnected expressways scattered all over the country. We are changing this thanks to the largest government programme for the construction of national roads in history, under which we will allocate 292 billion złotych for this purpose by 2030. Last Thursday's Uefa Nations League draw saw Poland grouped with Belgium, the Netherlands and Wales for the group stages of the 2022-2023 competition. The head of the Polish Football Association, PZPN, Cezary Kulesza, said that he hoped these matches will be a great warm-up for us before the World Cup in Qatar. Poland's national soccer team will face Russia next March in a playoff for a spot in the 2022 World Cup finals. In the Nations League competition, Poland will play its 3 opponents home and away in Group 4 of League A in June and September of 2022. That's all for this week, and indeed year. Wesołych I radosnych świąt Bożego Narodzenia.